I'd like to yield the balance of my time to Garret Graves from Louisiana, the ranking member on the Select Committee on Climate Crisis.
Thank you, Ranking Member Cromer, and I want to thank the chair for allowing us to participate today. I want to first just point out, Madam Chair, that I'm going to take a guess that every single person that came to Washington this week, that they came here using some form of fossil fuel. Everybody. Madam Chair, I actually have 2 electric vehicles, and I've actually rigged up a solar generator to charge them. The most ridiculous and cost-prohibitive thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's fun anyway. I'm from South Louisiana. If sea rise projections are correct, then we are absolutely ground zero for what's going to happen moving forward. We have some of the fastest subsidence rates in the world, so with sea rise, it means the fastest relative sea rise in the world. We also are home to some of the most robust oil and gas production in North America. And these, at the same time, we have one of the most productive ecosystems on the North American continent, right there where all this energy production is occurring. Madam Chair, I also want you to know that when the Deepwater Horizon accident happened, I ended up being the lead trustee and the negotiator for the state of Louisiana. And in that settlement, I'll tell you, we reached the largest settlement in U.S. history from a single company. And I'm proud of that because you know what? There were actions that were wrong, and we held them accountable. I want to ask the witnesses a question. If we stopped, maybe Mr. Summers, if we stopped producing energy today, stopped producing oil and gas in the United States, yes or no, would there be a stoppage, or would folks cease to use oil and gas across the world? Yes or no?
No, Congressman. In fact, as you know, the world consumes about 100 million barrels of oil every single day. And even during the worst part of the pandemic, the world was still consuming about 81 million barrels of oil every single day. So the world's going to continue to consume a lot of oil and natural gas from now into very long into the future.
Great, thank you. I want to go back, and I apologize. I was in and out because we had another hearing going on. I believe it was Shell, but I may be mistaken, that noted in their testimony that the most efficient energy production in terms of emissions on the globe, some of the most efficient on the globe, is actually in the offshore Gulf of Mexico. Could one of you confirm that, whoever noted it in your opening testimony, make sure I heard that correctly?
Yes, Congressman. Hi, it's me, Gretchen Watkins from Shell. That
Great.
is a fact. We're the largest operator in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're really proud that the oil and gas that we provide to the country from the U.S. Gulf of Mexico is the lowest greenhouse gas that we can possibly.
So putting these two things together, if there's clearly going to be continued demand for energy, because there will, because oil and gas has 30 times the energy density of the next closest renewable, 30 times. So there's going to continue to be demand. We produce it most efficiently in the United States. Why would we stop? Everybody in this committee used it to get to work this week. Everybody did. You know, something else that's really interesting as we sit here and demonize the United States and these very people that are here today on the witness panel. The United States has led the world. We've reduced emissions more than the next 12 emissions-reducing countries combined. I'm going to paraphrase a quote of the executive director of the International Energy Administration, who said, "The United States' progress on reducing emissions associated with energy is the most historic in world history." Madam Chair, these people on the panel, these are the people that did that. Mr. Summers, could you tell me what primary source of energy resulted in this decrease in emissions?
It was natural gas.
Thank you very much. So natural gas, the very thing that we're talking about banning here. Madam Chair, I would like to read you a quote from a letter. Quote, "Today we call on you to use all your authority to take timely action to pressure OPEC and cooperating countries to increase world oil supplies." Okay? I'll say it again. Asking OPEC to increase world oil supplies. You know which awful Republican members of Congress or people asked for this? That would be Maria Cantwell, Senator Menendez, Senator Schumer, and Senator Markey. Quote, May 18, 2018. Madam Chair, and I'd like to ask that this be included in the record. Madam Chair,
without objection.
More recently, on August 12th of this year, a number of Democrat members of Congress effectively asked the same thing, and as I heard noted earlier today, Jake Sullivan, as well as other White House officials, asked OPEC to increase oil production. If we produce it most efficiently, what are we doing by stopping it? Why? It clearly, we're going to see a 60% increase in global demand for energy, a 60% increase. So the strategy right now, by throwing out all conventional energy production, okay, so we're going to move to solar. Guess who makes 90% of the solar panels? It's China. Guess who has 80% roughly of the rare earth and critical minerals in the world cornered? It's China, and by the way, they use slave and child labor to produce that. It simply doesn't make sense. These are the innovators. We've watched our own president, Madam Chair, shut down Keystone Pipeline, open up Nord Stream 2 pipeline, shut down domestic energy production, ask Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, Iran, Nigeria, and others to produce more energy to address the growing demand in the United States and globally. I'm just asking our own president, treat the United States like you're treating other countries. Last, Madam Chair, U.S. natural gas, as a result of the efficiency of these very people, we have a 42 to 47% lower emissions profile than Russian gas being delivered to Europe or Asia. This is part of the solution as we move forward, meeting this growing energy demand with solar, with wind, with wave, with geothermal, with nuclear, with oil and gas and other efficient energy streams. It's against our interest to shut these things down. We need to be focused on the innovation, carbon capture storage, carbon capture utilization, and other complementary strategies to meet this growing demand. When the Clinton administration stopped producing energy domestically, barrel for barrel, we imported more from Russia. It's a failed strategy that's not in the best interest of the United States. Yield back.
The gentleman yields back.